Welcome to another edition of What I'm Looking For. I'm Jarret Johnson, and this week Texas Tech hits the road again to take on number 24 Iowa State, 2:30 p.m. Central Time at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa. So the Red Raiders are 12.5-point underdogs, and that's a line I'm honestly not that surprised to see. Iowa State's 2-1. They lost to Louisiana in the opener, but have since beaten TCU on the road, and then just knocked off Oklahoma last week in Iowa State. I think this is a tough matchup for Texas Tech. Iowa State's a physical team. I think they don't match up well with the Cyclones' tight ends. I think Matt Purdy is, even though he hasn't been like great this year, I think he's capable of lighting Texas Tech up. Cyclones have a good running attack, very good defense. The matchup defensively against Texas Tech is tough for, I believe, for the Red Raider offense. I think right now one of the questionable things for Texas Tech is quarterback play. So I'm going to start right there. That's what I'm looking for. Is first off, is Alan Bowman, is he healthy enough to play? And if he is, do they start him, or has Henry Colombi, who stepped in and actually played? He played a good game against Kansas State. I know he threw that interception late, but I don't feel like they lost because of him. Definitely in the backup quarterback department, he outplayed. Well, we'll say this. I feel like he was better than the Kansas State true freshman quarterback who stepped in for Skylar Thompson, even though ultimately he made the plays that won the game. Basically, I want to see how these quarterbacks attack Iowa State. This innovative defense they run. It's been tough. It's frustrated a lot of air raid spread offense types in the Big 12 since Matt Campbell and his staff have taken over there. I think Columbia gives Tech a better chance, period. But especially this week, just because of his ability to run. When things break down, his ability to scramble and pick up first downs with his legs, I think will really help out. Also, just in the running game, holding the defensive end or outside linebacker, whoever may be the read on a given play, I think it will hold that guy a half a count or a count to open up some running lanes in between the tackles for Texas Tech. That's the hope, anyways. So I want to see who goes out there, how they handle this offense, and if they're able to move the ball. And if they are, can they do that without turning the ball over? And I think, it's going to be important that they punch it in once they get in the red zone. They got to score. They can't get field goals against Iowa State. They're going to have to, when they get the opportunities, they're going to have to punch it in. So that's the first thing I'm looking for is quarterback play. Second thing I want to look for is, can Texas Tech get off to a fast start? Now, it's true that they have had fourth quarter leads in each of their first two Big 12 games. Obviously a 15-point lead against Texas with 3 minutes left. And then even last week against Kansas State, they were up, I believe, 21-17 with about 11 minutes left. And then lost 31-21. So that's good. I mean, they're competitive, but in both those games, they were down by double digits at halftime and had to come roaring back. So that takes a lot of energy out of a team. I'd like to see Tech start off fast and be the one that, the other team has to come roaring back against, instead of, or at least Tech has a lead where they don't have to expend that much energy just to get back. I mean, I made this point earlier in another story, but you see it, I know they're different sports, but still emotionally in terms of expending energy, you see it in basketball all the time. Say a team's down by 15, 20 points and they, this Herculean effort gets them back either square or they take a small lead and then they just fall apart. The other team runs far ahead again, just runs away with it. I think we're seeing that with Texas Tech football some. Now, there's a lot more that goes into it. There's some terrible decisions. A lot of things went into that Texas loss. But I definitely think that had something to do with the Kansas State game. So I want to see, can Texas Tech jump out to an early lead? Can they have a lead at halftime? And if so, will that help them with some of their late game woes, which, let's face it, that is the problem facing this program right now. And finally, what I want to see is improved special teams play. Each of the last 2 weeks, special teams has really hurt your team. Now, don't get me wrong, against Texas, special teams made several plays as well. But 2 weeks in a row, you've had punts blocked that's led to 14 points. You've missed all 3 of your field goals so far. Kickoff has been a problem, whether it be the pooch kicks, that poor design, poor execution, sky kick, whatever they call it. But I want to see, somebody make a play in terms of a punt return or a kick return, and then just, be able to protect your All-American punter, and hopefully Trey Wolff or one of the other kickers gets it going in terms of place kicking, because those are valuable points. These close games that Tech's losing, they could obviously really use any of the points they can get. So I think special teams improvement, which I thought was going to be a huge advantage for the Red Raiders coming into the season, has been a huge detriment to the Red Raiders so far. I want to see that turned around. I want to see Tech start winning in that phase of the game. And if they do, I think it'll go a long way towards them perhaps getting over the hump and winning those close games late. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.